What's up, Tribers? Cyberlink here today with Todd to go over some recent changes that they've made and the patch notes. Todd, how's your day going?
Day's going great. It's a big day. The servers should be coming down in about 5 minutes for us to deploy this new patch we're pretty excited about.
Okay. Can you go into detail on some of the things that y'all have changed?
Sure. Well, first off, thanks to everyone for the feedback. Clearly, you guys have been playing a lot. We've actually had, at this point, well over 150,000 beta participants, and as you guys know, we've been actively surveying you and looking at the results of the surveys. So the patch is pretty huge. The team's been working for 3 weeks now, solid, a lot of late nights to get this out, and so it's a meaty patch. And you can see the patch notes. We'll go over some of the highlights, but obviously I'd say the two biggest headline items are around more player customization and a much more polished UI. And on the customization, hopefully people will be pleased with what they see. We've definitely heard the feedback that players are looking to customize more. And as you guys know, we've also really wanted to maintain distinct classes. And so the designers have been thinking hard about how to reconcile those. And we think we've got a good system in place. The screenshots describe it pretty well, but basically there's 9 distinct classes. But then for any particular class, players can, for every slot of the loadout, unlock new device choices and upgrade those devices. So the idea is definitely to let the players make rewarding choices and give more customization around how they fill each role. So with this particular version, it's not as if there's going to be a choice for every unlock slot. That's going to take some time, and we didn't want to just throw in a bunch of unbalanced weapons. So we have really all the weapons that were in the system before. We have 16 new weapons, which were weapons we were going to use with new classes that we'd hinted about, but instead we took those weapons, put them on the 9 classes as possible unlocks, and we think it's going to give a really good system as far as players' customization and allowing us to add weapons over time. So customization is the big item. The other big item is the new UI. That was I'd say the number 2 feedback that we heard consistently from surveys, besides more customization, is we'd like a better UI. And we agreed that the current UI didn't necessarily present the game as well as it should. And part of that's because we were obviously adding features and content as we went along, and this allowed us a chance to step back and really give a more holistic look at the UI. And our goals were, number one, we wanted it to be more polished. We wanted a UI that would really show off all the awesome character assets and weapon assets in the game. And number 2, we wanted it to be expandable. So this is a user interface that's a lot easier for us to add features to and new content to as we come up with it, where the other UI, we kind of had to do a redesign potentially to make everything fit and look symmetrical. And this is a lot simpler, should be easier to use, easier for us to add to, but also more polished. So more customization, better UI. Those are the 2 big headline items. And then, as you guys can see, 3 pages of additional new features and balance changes as well.
Okay, so lots of big changes, but definitely in the right direction.
Yeah, it preserves the same real in-game battles and feel. Obviously weren't a lot of physics changes, certainly just some tweaks to weapon balance based on stats and based on beta feedback, and then more customization for the users.
Okay, well, it looks like a lot of players are going to be really happy with that.
I think they will be. I'll mention a few other things that should make players happy are the time to unlock classes went down significantly. We also received feedback on that, and that's an area where we know players will always want to unlock things a little bit faster. That just kind of comes with the nature of a free-to-play game. But with this version, we do give a light, a medium, and a heavy class free to new players right off the bat. So players can experience, the Pathfinder or the Soldier or the Juggernaut right off the bat, and then the time to unlock other classes has also been reduced. So players can play those, get a real satisfying experience. We think there'll be more diversity as far as classes in a match, even if it's all free players or new players where people haven't had a chance to unlock anything yet. So we think that's a positive change also.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hop into the patch notes. Can you go ahead and explain some of the stuff as far as the gold and XP conversion stuff?
Yes, so the system's been simplified, so there is only gold and XP. There's no longer tokens. So gameplay time is experience points. You can use that to unlock classes. You can use it to unlock new weapons, and you can use it to unlock weapon upgrades. So actually there's no more class skill tree. If I want to upgrade my spin fuser to have +5 more damage, I do that right on the spin fuser as a spin fuser upgrade. If I want to look to upgrade to give me a little more maximum health, I do that on my armor. So it's more device centric and no more class skill trees. And so tokens was really just adding more complexity than we needed. So for all existing beta users, basically, there's a conversion of tokens to XP. You'll get your gold back, you'll get your XP back, and you'll get a little over 7 experience points for every token that you had. We're kind of rounding up, and that should allow players to more or less recreate loadouts that they had before, or to go a different path if they want to. We thought that was the cleanest way to reward everyone's time and money with the new system.
Okay. Going through here, let's see. You've got some weapon-centric and armor-centric upgrade systems. Can you explain how that system works?
Yeah, so that's kind of as I was mentioning before, where I would have a class tree for, say, the soldier class, right? And it would have my perks at the end of that, and that would mix in things like additional ammo for the spin fuser and additional health. That tree is gone. Now I would simply have a spin fuser or unlock a spin fuser, and then right on that weapon there are various degrees of upgrades. In most cases there's 3 levels of upgrades, and so upgrade number 1 might be +5 ammo for that spin fuser, and upgrade number 2 might be a faster reload time. I actually don't remember what upgrade 2 is on the spin fuser, but that's the general philosophy. So everything is more weapon centric, and that again gives us a good framework to introduce new weapons over time and have there be specific upgrades that players can aspire to.
Okay. Let's see. So why were classes removed?
So we removed the classes where we thought there was a redundancy in play style. It's not really accurate to say we removed loadouts, because really all their devices can be found and recreated under a different class. But for instance, Pathfinder is all about speed. Jumper was also really all about speed. And so in the new system of wanting 9 distinct classes, the idea was, well, we could just take the thrust pack of the Jumper and make that an option for the Pathfinder. So someone can customize their default loadout of Pathfinder if they want that thrust pack, or if they want a bolt launcher, or even if they want a light assault rifle. So that is kind of the beauty of the new system, is you have the class is more like an archetype. Okay, Pathfinder, speed, good for chasing, good for capping, but then the device choices within that we leave up to the player. So in the cases of the ones that were removed, specifically the Jumper and the Ranger and the Scrambler, basically you can recreate those. So if you like the Ranger gameplay, you could find that same set of weapons on the Soldier now and still be a versatile, run and gun sort of jack of all trades. And if you liked the Scrambler gameplay, well, now all those weapons and gear are on the Raider. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to get into too many buffs and debuffs or anything like that, but I did want to note that the reduced by 11% on technicians SMG is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think that was strong only because I played the technician a lot, and I'm not that good of a shot. So
Ah, okay, okay. A little
that's
biased in
the
there, huh?
yeah, but that only lasts so long. So it got back nerfed to a normal range. But actually now I have to say the technician with the new system has um, a what does it have? The bolt. I'm blanking on its name now. The single fire thumper. There you go, the thumper, which I'm pretty good at. So and everyone always thinks is a little overpowered. So we'll see. It'll probably get brought back down after it's been in other people's hands besides my own.
Well,
But
it did get nerfed though, didn't it?
yeah, it got nerfed. It got nerfed. The technicians is a little bit stronger than others. It does help them a little bit indoors and gives them a little more range. So it's actually a really good alternative to the SMG. So we'll see which one players gravitate to. But that's another example of a different play style. So technician could swap out from the SMG to the new thumper, and they can finally drop the improved repair tool if they want to, and pick up a different secondary. So
Excellent, excellent. Oh, Juggernauts, 8% on the mortar. That's good.
yeah, that's right. Everyone likes love for the heavies, and of course we got the MIRV launcher in there now. If for people who didn't think the mortar covered enough ground before and wanted to do damage to even a bigger area, the MIRV launcher might be for them. So it's pretty fun to use.
Okay. Notice that the Beowulf's getting a boost. Gonna have a lot more road kills now.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty. Can you explain the ski challenge mode?
Yeah, Ski Challenge is part of our mission to try to teach players new to the Tribes franchise how to ski, because it's pretty obvious that people have a lot more fun in the game once they are not walking around on the ground and
I
they're
have
moving
no
quickly.
idea what you're talking about. I have never seen a noob walk around.
Yeah, exactly. Well, recreate another character and make sure you're under level 5 so you're grouped with them and you'll see it even more. So that's obviously the one of the major things that makes Tribes different. And so we had and still have the basic ski tutorial in there that kind of teaches you the mechanics of skiing. And Ski Challenge is a very early version of something that is replayable, that with a mission of teaching people to ski and jetpack and just get the movement mechanics mastered. So this one was done again fairly quickly. I expect it'll change and be improved. Maybe we'll even introduce other modes, but the basic idea, and it's very short, it's a very small contained course that just has an end objective of getting as high as you can after doing a few ski jetpack runs. And that's all it is. So it's real simple, but hopefully it shows people where we're going, which is that we want to have a repeatable experience where people can, on their own time, learn how to master skiing and try to beat their best time or beat their best height. So it's an early version of that.
Okay. This next one is actually kind of for some of us CAs. Dry dock. Can you explain some of the issues with that? Because I know right now there's a current crash or a load on crash bug.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we're continuing to make performance better. So it's not where we want it to be yet on lower spec machines, and so that continues to be a focus of ours. We think it's better in this patch, but we're certainly not done yet. Dry Dock was one of the first maps that was built, so it looks great, but it wasn't necessarily constructed with all the lessons learned around optimizing for performance. So specifically, it has a lot of graphical meshes that you can see across very large distances, and there's just techniques that the artists have learned around how to construct those a little better. Look the same, but perform better. And so Dry Dock's had some work done on it in this version, so I expect it will be better, but it will still probably be one of the worst performing maps depending on your PC hardware specifics, and it's something that we'll continue to work on. So we'll probably see less crashes due to performance there, but I don't think our work is done there yet.
Okay. Next one is going to be the switch active class using hotkeys. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of convenience items. I think people will find the new menus more intuitive and easier to get around. And we definitely will continue to add shortcut sort of features for folks, and switching classes with hotkeys is the beginning of that, and that one helps a lot.
Okay. Um, what about the subsystem to redeem promotions and stuff?
Yeah, that's really just kind of a hook for the future. So we're looking to, depending on the stability of this patch, try to move from closed beta to open beta soon, ideally before the end of February, worst case in March. And then as we transition to open beta, we'll want to continue to promote the game and do giveaways and that sort of thing. So promotion code just gives us a way to reward folks with giveaways. For instance, we're planning to be at PAX East this year with Tribes, and so maybe we'll do something special for folks who stop by our booth at PAX East. So that's what promotion codes are about, that sort of thing.
Okay. Let's see, two more, I guess. The Infiltrator. Can you explain that one? It's a little misleading.
In the patch notes, yes. So basically, that language may not be the clearest. It says infiltrators will now only reveal if they throw a belt item and have ammo. So basically, the design intent is that infiltrators, they continue to be able to stealth, and that draws off their energy, and when they deploy an item or fire their spin fuser, that still reveals them. But if they don't have any ammo and they go to deploy something, that shouldn't reveal them, and that was a bug before. So if I went to put down a mine or throw a grenade and I didn't have any ammo, that before would reveal me, but this fixes a bug, and so it no longer reveals you, and you stay in stealth.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have about the patch notes. Is there anything else that you'd like to go over?
No, again, looking forward to the feedback. I'll thank the dev team here because they've been working crazy. Thank the beta group because a lot of the customization direction is due to the consistent feedback on that point. I expect there'll be quite a few bugs with this version. We were on a weekly patch cycle, but this was the sort of thing that we could only do in a bigger patch. It's kind of like you can't be half pregnant. When once you change the whole UI, you got to go all the way in. So the team definitely cranked to get this in. We look forward to squashing the bugs with you guys, over the next few hours and days. Hopefully it won't take too much longer than that. And then hopefully this gives us a great framework to add new content to as we continue to grow the beta population. So thanks for help making Tribes Ascend a reality.
Make sure you're posting all your bug finds and stuff like that in the private forums, and keep it up because they are actually listening. Thanks, Todd, as always.
Okay, thanks, Cyberlink. Thanks, guys.